Hi guys. Back when I first started this, I told you I belonged to the UP Deer Camp Survey, and sorry about the mess. I'm in the garage. The survey I got in the mail this past week, and I just wanted to go over a few things with you to share it with you. Probably some of your out-of-stater guys, you probably don't care. Just the UP. This doesn't deal with the whole state of Michigan. This is just the UP. They mailed out 547 forms this year in the 2021 season before the season started. Now, one note: this doesn't deal with bow season at all or black powder season. This is just strictly the 15-day firearm deer season in the UP. There's different units up there. My unit is 021. I'm not going to go through all the different units and what they say. This year, the number of deer seen per hunter per day increased to 3 deer compared to last year at 2.6. The percent of hunters harvesting of bucks increased to 26% versus 22% last year. The western unit of the Deer Camp Survey, which I belong in, the number deer seen per hunter increased to 3.2. And in the eastern, the deer seen per hunter per day remained similar to 2020 at 2.3 this year to 2.2 last year. In the western unit, deer herd trend, 23% of the camps reported there was more deer. 34% said same number of deer. 43% said fewer. Season rating, 7% said excellent. 25% said good. 34% said fair, and 34% said poor. Now, at our camp, I don't consider excellent season by harvest. I consider an excellent season by like deer sightings and the overall hunt. Now, I've been up there before I belonged to this, and I hunted for 2 weeks every day from dark to dark, 3 different stands. I didn't see 1 deer. That was back in the early 2000s. So that I would consider a very poor season. Now, a couple of years ago, I didn't harvest a deer, but I seen over 100 and some deer in like 9 days. Granted, some of them were probably the same deer after a few days, but some of them weren't the same deer because I could just tell. A lot of them came in with fawns. A lot of them came in on that runway. A lot of them were just does with no fawns. And then I've seen bucks, but up in the UP now, we have that buck rule. If you buy the combo tag, you have to have 3 points on one side for your first buck and then 4 for your second buck. Out of that 547 contacts they sent out, there was a total of 395 camps that participated in this deer camp survey this year. And it had 1,572 hunters participated. Now, in this graphic here, 15% of all the hunters naturally was on the 15th of November. And on this graphic, it slightly goes down to the last 3 days is 3%, 2%, and 2%. But the 15th was the highest at 15%, then it went down gradually after that. Now, they said that a lot of hunters, there was 8,585 days hunting, 11% fewer days of field compared to last year. They're saying on an average, 4 hunters occupied each camp, and each person hunted 5 days during the 16-day firearm season. So, like I said, this isn't really done by the, I take this information a lot better than I do what the regular DNR tells us, how the deer herd are and this and that. The number of deer observed per hunter, it was 3% in 2021 and 2.6% in 2020. Now, since 2012 till now, that's the 4th highest. 2017, there was 4.0 deer observed per hunter per day. Now, down in the graphic, which this seems kind of confusing to me, that we had the most hunters on the 15th of November, and only 3.7 deer was on an average were seen that day. Now you get to the the last few days of the season, it was higher when there was less hunters. So on the 29th, it was 4.1 deer per hunter seen, and then 3.7 on the last day. So I found that interesting. 26% of hunters harvest a buck, slightly above the 10-year average of 25%. 1% of hunters harvest a second buck. And since 2003, 4% or less of participating camps reported taking a second buck. So that just goes to show you, maybe we need to go to one tag up in the UP, one buck tag. That's just my opinion, and a few other opinions too, like in some of the comments below when I get to it. Some of the comments each camp gave was go to one buck tag. The deer herd trend, in 2021, 22% said there was more, 44% said less, and 34% said same. I believe our camp was in the 34 percentile of the same. I think that's what I had said. We were about the same as we were last year, which was pretty good. And ratings of the 2021 firearm deer season were 6% excellent, 23% good, 38% poor, and 33% fair. The buck harvest rate on the west end of the UP deer camps was 29%. Now, granted, there are more camps in the western part of the UP deer camp survey versus the eastern half. And also keep in mind that Menominee County, which is the very southern portion of the UP, which is a lot of farm country, and they don't get as much snow, that's also included in this. So, and the buck harvest rate for the eastern UP was 20% in 2021. Just for, I'm in Unit 021 in the UP, and there are 37 camps that are registered on the deer camp survey. And over in Unit 017, I believe, there's 41 camps. And then there's 31 camps in Menominee area. That's just a general idea. I'm not gonna go through them all. Buck harvest percent in my unit was 22%, and the buck harvest in Menominee County was 48%. Buck harvest by age class. Now, this is if they're going by that on this one here in particular of people who took their bucks or deer to the a registration place, and naturally there isn't one by where I'm at, but the 2 deer that I shot, the buck and the doe, I had it aged at the processor, and he told me the doe was 4.5 and the buck was 2.5. So I can't, I just go by what he told me. But I mean, I can't go by that, but they said that 32% of the bucks that were brought to the check stations were 3.5 years or older. 39% were 2.5 years or older, and 29% of bucks killed were 1.5 years or older. There's a lot of information in here that I could be on here all day and night. But here are some of the comments written by the deer camps. Deer abundance. It says less. Fewer deer observed this season, 72%. 72 camps said fewer deer. 35 said worst season ever. 23 fawns were not abandoned or fewer in number. Fewer bucks or buck sign, 18 camps said that. Fewer mature bucks on camera seen, 14 camps said that. Hunted less in UP due to low deer numbers, 14 camps said that. Less doe seen, 10 camps. And just below that, it said in the other comments, more deer observed this season, 24 camps said that. And my camp was one of them. More young bucks, 16 camps. More doe seen were 16 camps. Fewer fawns, 5 camps. Down in the predators, numerous wolves, tracks, or howls, 42 camps said that. Control wolves or allow us to control them, 34 camps said that. Hunting conditions, less hunters in the area, 14 camps said that. Less shooting, 13. And then down here, regulations, it says reduce or eliminate antlerless license in unit. 15 camps said that. Keep antlerless quota the same. 8 said that. Disagree with the bait ban. There's a bait ban on the far west end where they supposedly found that chronic waste disease. That 1 deer was found 4 miles from the border of Wisconsin a few years back, and they haven't found any of it since. And you can shoot anything over there. You don't need no, special antlerless. All you have to have is their antlerless tag. You don't need that access permit thing that I had to go through or any of that. But they're trying to kill all the deer over there, which is stupid. 1 deer had it, and that's it. And they've tested and tested and tested it, and they haven't found it again. There was talk up there that deer was planted from Wisconsin. So I don't know. I mean, being so close to the border of Wisconsin, who knows? And then one of the other comments says, limit hunters to 1 buck per year up there. 5 camps said that. But there's a lot of information in here. Like I could be here for hours. On the wolves, back on February 10th, 2020, federal court in California returns the gray wolves, including those in Michigan, to the federal list of endangered species. First of all, why is California even involved? They have no clue what the wolves are doing up there. Nobody does until you witness it firsthand. This is getting out of hand. All these anti-hunters and all these tree huggers and all these people, I mean, I don't even want to get going on it, but it's a bunch of crap. And you Yoopers up there who have camps, you know what I'm talking about. Let us do what we got to do to control the wolves. It'll make it better for the wolves, actually, to shoot and hunt them and not, let them overpopulate. But getting the federal courts involved out of California because these tree huggers and all, they got all this money to do everything they want is wrong. So I'll leave it at that. I'm just disgusted in it all. total number of camps participating this year was 395. Back in 2012, there was 551. And this year was the lowest it's been since this took effect. 8,585 hunting days spent. Days spent per hunter was 5 days. Total deer camps in the western UP, or the west end of the survey, is 282, and for the eastern end, there's 113 camps. Number of participating camps in the survey, there's 37 in my unit, which is 021. There's 37 camps in my unit. And down at the bottom, 5% said it was an excellent season. 19% said it was a good season. 30% said fair, and 46% said poor. I was in the excellent, not only because I got 2 deer, but we saw over 100 deer. So, I mean, that was with 6 hunters. I hunted every day up there. I was up there for 17 days total. But I seen a lot of deer, and everybody in camp saw deer. So that wasn't just me seeing all them deer. Now the wolf count in my unit was 18, which I think that's kind of low compared to some other camps, 20 or other units, 23 and 017 and 20 and 048. But it seemed like the wolf count or the wolf sightings were down. That area where I was hunting last year was loaded with wolves. Now that could mean 2 things, that there was a lot of deer. But this year I saw 2 wolves in the trail 2 days before the season started, on the 2-track going back to where I was hunting. But I didn't see wolf tracks. I didn't see, I didn't see like the sign that I saw last year. But maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But they're there. You can hear them at night. I mean, they're not like they went anywhere, but it just seems like 18 is a low count for that. Like this year's 2.3 wolves were seen per camp versus 3.2 last year. Now, numbers, I just don't believe that the wolves just disappeared. I mean, I know they're there. I mean, it just seems odd to me that the count sightings went down compared to years past. Now, in this I'm gonna pick my section from the west end, and I'm gonna pick a section from the eastern end. These are each unit, all the different units, all the different, what they had to say about the season. My unit's 021, we have 37 camps. Back in 2006, we had 55 camps. Fewer deer observed this season. Most of the comments, there was 4 comments on that. Control the wolves or allow us to control them. There was 4 on that. Numerous wolves, tracks, or howls. There was 3 comments. Keep antlerless quota the same. 3. Less hunters in the area. 2. We let small bucks go. 2. Observed fewer wolf or wolf sign. 2. And then I'm going to pick unit 017 from the eastern end. They had 41 camps in the survey compared to 39 in 2006. And most of their comments were fewer deer observed this season, 9. Numerous wolf tracks, howls, 7. Wolves having a negative impact on deer, 6. Control wolves or allow us to control them, 5. Fewer fawns and fewer number of fawns, 3. Now the control wolf or allow us to control them, that was pretty much the comments in all these different deer camp, all the different units. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I just thought maybe you guys would be interested. If any people from the UP or anybody that wants a copy of this, send me an email at whitetailwarriors1@yahoo.com, and I will forward you a hard copy of this. I have one. If you're interested in it, let me know. I mean, I just found it interesting to read. And I have them back from when I started this. I started in 2003. I have all my copies from back then. And I just like to go over it year to year. And I thought it'd be neat to do a video on it just to let you know. There was a few comments in here where guys quit hunting the UP altogether. They're going out of state to hunt. I'd love to do that. But I have a camp up there, and we've had it up there for over 30-some years now, and I know hunting in Michigan isn't the best, but I just enjoy going up to my camp and making the best of it. I mean, the older I get, I could care less if I get a deer or I don't get a deer. I just enjoy going out deer hunting. And yes, the hunting's not the best, but it's just time away. It's a week's vacation or 2 weeks vacation from home, from every day going to work. I just enjoy going up there. But if I had the extra cash and extra time off, I would love to go out of state and hunt and see what it's like in other states. I hear a lot of good things, but I'll just stick it, you know, to my place in the UP. But there were a lot of comments in there how guys are just up and leaving Michigan and going elsewhere. So, but anyway, if you're interested, like I said, whitetailwarriors1@yahoo.com, and I will be glad to send you a hard copy of this. So that'll be it. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.